Tattoos and piercings are becoming a more accepted form of art and expression. They are a big part of the cultural landscape in cosmopolitan cities like Los Angeles. To give you an idea of their rise in popularity, here are a few figures. 30 years ago, 1 in 100 people in this country had tattoos. Now, 1 in 10 Americans have them, and 1/3 of those aged 25 to 35 have tattoos. While society is becoming more liberated and expressive, and piercings and tattoos become more of a mainstream culture, some employers are still having a hard time wrapping their heads around body art in the workplace. But should that be a good enough reason to not hire someone based on their appearance instead of skill? In a recent Vault.com survey, employers and employees were asked about tattoos and piercings in the workplace. 60% of employers said that they were less likely to hire a candidate with tattoos or piercings. Their main concern was how the company would be viewed and/or represented. Although the demand for skilled workers is high and filling jobs has been difficult, some managers are willing to pass on workers who they believe could tarnish the company image. But why do people think less of those with body art or piercings? Some people still associate piercings with bikers, sailors, criminals, gang members, the outcasts of society. You might see it as self-expression and free speech, but your boss, or potential boss, perceives it as being rebellious, calling attention to yourself, and not being part of the team. Although some see this as true, the fact is that now there is a new generation, a generation that is more accepting of self-expressions that should also be accepted in the business world. Now we ask ourselves, why are employers allowed to discriminate against potential employees that have tattoos? The legal answer is that the act of discriminating against those with tattoos does not meet the legal definition of discrimination. In other words, it is discrimination in the moral sense, but at this point in time, not discrimination in the legal sense. Each form of moral discrimination must be added into the legal definition of discrimination by the legislature before the courts can acknowledge it as discrimination. Culturally, the spectrum of why companies discriminate against people with tattoos is wide and varied. That said, 2 things are true of every act of tattoo discrimination. It is baseless personal prejudice and/or mindless hatred. In this regard, it is no different than saying someone of a certain race can't work here or of a certain gender. The object of the discrimination may be different, but the mindset of the person discriminating is exactly the same. Like all bullies, the person discriminating will only do it until a more powerful force stops him. In conclusion, in present-day America, employers are not allowed to discriminate against their potential or hired employees based on their race, sex, handicaps, religion, and other factors. Laws have been created to protect the rights of Americans in the workplace. The presence of tattoos or other body modifications should not be a deciding factor when a business deals with people in any step in the employment process. In order to put a stop to this discrimination, the government should pass a law or expand the Civil Rights Act so that tattooed individuals are protected from workplace discrimination.
That was a great speech, wasn't it?